Ready? Call the meeting to order for the date of November 20th, 2024. Roll call members, please.
General,
Here.
Kai,
Here.
Leaders,
Here.
Anderson,
Here.
Herder.
Here.
You've all had a chance to read the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes or make corrections?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Been moved in second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Now I'll read our opening statement. Public hearing will be conducted pursuant to the board's rules of procedure as adopted May 26th, 1988. We will first hear the report of the planning director on detailed information and observations regarding the request, if not done so in written form prior to the hearing. Next, we will take the testimony of the applicant and his or her witnesses. Upon completion of the applicant's testimony, I'll call upon members of the audience wishing to make a statement concerning the request. Persons in favor of the request shall be heard first, followed by those who oppose it. At any time during the presentation of testimony, members of the board may interrupt to ask questions or make comments on what has been said. Upon completion of all testimony, the applicant will be allowed to make a closing statement to the board. Upon completion of the applicant's closing statement, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing on the request. After the public hearing has been closed, we will then hear the recommendation, if any, of the planning director. And upon completion of all discussion, I'll entertain a motion from the members of the board regarding the disposition of the application. Each speaker addressing the board shall step forward to the podium, state their name and address before proceeding with their testimony or evidence. I would ask that you spell your last name. The board shall not be bound by strict rules of evidence, but does reserve the right to exclude evidence or testimony that may deem to be irrelevant, immaterial, incompetent, or unduly repetitious. As chairman, I will rule on all questions relating to the admissibility of evidence, which may be overruled by the majority of the board. The board may grant continuance in a case for good cause shown to any interested party who has entered his appearance. The board may at any time request a continuance of the hearing for the purpose of giving further notice, taking further evidence, gathering further information, touring the proposed site, or for other such reasons the board may find sufficient. In such case, we shall state specific reasons for continuance and set a date, time, and place when the matter will be continued. All official actions of this board will be made by public hearing, by motion made, second, and point of the membership. If conditions are imposed, such conditions shall be included in the motion or amended hereto. Our final decision will be prepared in writing and will be part of the public record of this board. Once this board has reached a decision on the case, that decision shall be final. Section 335.18 of the Iowa Code states, any person or persons, jointly or severally, aggravated by any decision of the Board of Adjustment under the provisions of Chapter 335, or any taxpayer or any officer, department, board, or bureau of the county, may present to the court of record a petition duly verified, setting forth that such decision was illegal in whole or in part, specifying the grounds of the illegality. Such petition shall be presented to the court within 30 days after the filing of the decision of the office of the board. Upon hearing that, I would ask for a motion to open the public hearing on case CU-2024-07.
I'll make that motion.
You have a second? Okay. Been moved in second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Public hearing is now open. Jessica Luke, could you please come up to the podium? State your name, please.
Jessica Luke. My current address is 45615 Highway 83, Avoca.
Just kind of tell what you have planned, I guess.
Yeah, so to construct a dog boarding facility building, it'll be 40 by 60, and there'll be 17 indoor-outdoor runs. So it's 17 indoor-outdoor dog kennels, and then a groomer and a training room, and then an office, and then a storage area. So pretty much takes up the whole building.
Okay.
Jessica, we put the commercial stable in with it.
Oh, in with it
so,
too?
Yeah, so if you want to talk.
So
about
yeah, so then like a year from now, we would build a 12 stall horse barn horses are like the same as dogs, just big dogs, so it's the same, same like setup kind of deal, as well. And there would be, and there's bathrooms in both facilities too.
Is the stable gonna be the same size?
No, it'll be, I think it's because there'll be an indoor, like an indoor riding area, and that will be 100 by 60, I believe. So I think the whole building is 120 by 100.
And how much pasture is there for those?
Well, there's 5 acres just for this piece, so we will be segregating turnout areas specifically for each horse, so they're not intermingled with each other.
How much space will they have?
I think the way I have it laid out right now, that each paddock or turnout area would be about ½ acre. And I think there's 4 of them, and so they would change out as they go through. So,
You've got a pretty detailed plan here, so it's, and how many do you have now? Like, how many kennels do you have now, or do you do dog boarding now? Is that correct, or?
yeah, out of my house, like
Okay.
when I have time.
Right.
I have 4 of my own dogs, so that usually trumps everything. And I have my own horses, and I have goats, and I have all the sorts of things, so I don't usually have time for that right now. And we're focusing on this building and getting everything set. I know that, like the well and septic guys and the plumbing people, they want to get in soon. They were trying to put me on their calendar for next week, so.
Okay.
The well and the septic will be for both buildings?
Yeah, that will be, it'll be a separate well and septic than like my house. So that'll be a separate, and they're sizing it for both buildings right now, yeah.
You have a lot of good letters.
I'm actually, we're fixing waters tonight, so we're getting ready for the freeze tonight. So that's the rest of my evening.
I guess I kind of covered off the question, but
Anyway,
like 17, do you think you'll have 17 dogs? I mean, do you think there's that kind of demand? I was just kind of curious to see.
yeah, we, so the Avoca Vet Clinic, the Oakland Vet Clinic, and the Harlan Vet Clinic, they all have already spoke with me that they want to send dogs. If like at the vet clinics, a lot of them, you know, they can board dogs, but they're usually in a cage. They take them out a couple times a day. So they were saying that if they get a dog in for boarding, that's over 35 pounds, I think what they were saying, then they would want to send them out.
Oh,
Just because they said they'll be happier at your place. They won't be just stuck in a box at the vet clinic, so.
Great demand in this town.
Yeah. Yep.
any other questions? All right, thank you. This time, is there anybody who'd like to speak in favor? Anybody who would like to speak against? So I would ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
Move to close public hearing.
Second.
We moved in second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Public hearing is closed. If there's a staff recommendation,
Yeah, the staff recommendation is to approve the application based on the following conditions. There are a number of, there's 11 conditions for the dog kennel and 11 conditions for the horse boarding facility. I don't know if you all would like me to read those all aloud, or if you have seen those, I can do, it's based on the following findings of fact, which is the subject property is located in the C1 Highway Commercial District. The zoning ordinance, which is adopted in conjunction with the land use plan, stipulates that the proposed land use is a permitted conditional use in the C1 district. Number two, the subject property is located in an area which consists primarily of ag and rural acreages. It is in close proximity to the town of Avoca. The kennel nor the boarding facility are foreseen to have any negative impact on the area properties. Number three is the aforementioned conditions would minimize any potential adverse impact on the adjoining properties. Number four is the commercial kennel and the boarding facility are compatible with the surrounding area. Number five is the aforementioned conditions number five is a duplicate. Number six is the existing road system is a paved state highway and adequate to accommodate this activity.
There's no more discussion. I guess I would entertain a motion on the application.
I'll make a motion. Go ahead.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Been moved in second. Roll call. Vote.
Herder,
Yes.
Kai,
Yes.
Leaders?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Jenner?
Yes. Your application has been approved. Congratulations.
So we'll
Next.
send you what's the conditions that it goes off of the next couple of days for you. Okay. But you're all done if you want to head home tonight. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to open public hearing for case number ZV 2024-07.
Second.
Been moved in second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Public hearing is now open. Please state your name and address.
My name is Dustin Hahn, spelled Hahn, and my address is 19495 Old Lincoln Highway. I have an application for a variance on the ADU clause. My current home is 949 square feet, which is just slightly above the stipulation for the amount of acres that I have. And I would like to potentially build a larger home on my property while keeping my current home. I put a lot of work into my current home. I put a new kitchen, new bathroom, new windows, new deck on the back. So I put a lot of work into it. When we moved into this place initially, it was just my wife, myself, and my son. Last year we had twin girls, and my mother-in-law has since moved in with us and helped us out with raising them. So you can imagine all of those people and youngins in a 900 square foot home. It's going to be a little tight and a little cozy, so they say. So I applied. That's what the reason why I'm applying to potentially build a larger house further back on my property away from the highway as well. My children don't have a great place to play because we're so close to the highway. So I would like to build a larger home and have more room for them to be able to go out and play in the yard and things like that. So
It's all right if I ask a question.
What's that?
It's all right if I ask a question.
Yes.
How are you gonna access?
so I would have to use the same driveway per the code. So it would come through here. There's a lane already sort of established behind the garage. And then we'd have to come through here and I'd have to consult with, I believe, the US Corps of Engineers to build a bridge across the ravine and then a driveway up here.
One point I was gonna, so for your consideration, right, emergency vehicle access, you're gonna put your home way back up here. If you have to have, if an ambulance or something pulls in here, they're gonna need to get between whatever.
There's 18 feet between the garage and the shop there.
So you need 20
Okay,
for that to go through,
okay,
just for your awareness
Okay.
on that, because it may come up later.
okay. I do potentially in the future have plans to move that building there that's on the south and pick it up and turn it this way. So that would allow more room there for potentially an emergency vehicle to go back behind that.
Isn't there like a runoff in that area?
The ravine there is mostly dry. I'd say 90% of the year, but there is some water that flows through there every once in a while.
But have no effect on the building,
No, not at all.
It's not possible to divide the property into two parts.
No, I've already looked into that.
That's that, but
That's why you have so many recordings.
it's easier to do that. Is that pretty steep going all the way?
In the area that I have outlined, it's It's steep, but it's not, it gets very steep towards the top, and in that area where the potential building site would be, it's actually fairly flat there.
We're gonna,
Mhm.
Your house?
It would be. Mother-in-law would live in the home that's currently there.
Accessory dwelling units, is the well and septic separate, or do they share a well and septic?
They can share a well and septic, but just based on distances of where he's at, it would probably be its own septic at least, depending on water pressure from, there's city water that runs right by there too, so they could tap on the city water and run city water up to it.
Are you on city water now?
No, we're currently on a well.
Well, yep.
So that said, well, that wouldn't affect the size of the structure though.
Yeah.
But then he would only need 2 acres to be able to do an AD, you know,
Mhm.
instead of.
What's the minimum lot size in that area? Because what's, the code is double the minimum lot size or something.
Because there's water there, the minimum lot size would be an acre.
Okay. Got it. So what's the formula then for the square footage of?
I think he's at 8, it would be, is it 800?
800, up to the 5, what is it? Do I not have it in here?
I think it might have been in here, I just was.
It's 800, 1,000, and 1,200, depending on how many acres you know.
If I had 6 acres, I could have 1,000 square feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I have,
Short of
I have 5.6 acres and I have 9.5,
Yeah,
950 square feet.
just short of the acres requirement on that.
8 acres, 800 square feet, 8 to 12, 1,000 square feet.
Okay. Something like that.
12 acres plus 1,200 square feet.
Part of your recommendation, separate septic?
No, it'll just, by permission, it'll have to be separate, I mean, it's too far away,
Be able to handle it and
just traveling distance. You could, I mean, you're going down.
have
back
to be
up.
downhill.
Yeah, be down, back up.
We know that saying.
Since it's so close to Crescent, then I mean, is it within the half mile of Crescent that it has to
I
fall?
think it's closer to Council Bluffs.
It's
Right by my
quarter
home.
mile outside of Council Bluffs.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry. I was mistaken.
Which is why they can't.
There you
Do you plan on tapping onto the water?
No, I would try to run city water first.
I mean, do you plan on getting city water was what I meant.
Oh, yeah, if this were to pass and I were to do it, I would probably go city water.
Yeah.
are there any other questions? Thank you. This time, is there anybody who would like to speak for?
I'm his mom. I'm the other grandma. And I support everything that he says. I don't have a prepared statement or anything, but they're busting at the seams with their current situation. It does make me nervous with the kids with playing outside and as the twins get older, and I would like to see them further up on the hill as well too, if possible.
Is there room for another mother-in-law house?
I don't know. I got a few years to put in before I can retire, so that's probably the better deciding factor.
Is there anybody who'd like to speak against? If not, ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Seconded.
Been moved in second. All in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion hearing is now closed. Staff recommendation.
Staff recommendation is to approve the application subject to the following condition, which would be that, chapter 8.004.095 shall be adhered to based on the following findings of fact. The applicant's lot size is 1.57 acres, larger than required by code. The property owner shall secure the applicable building and environmental health permits from the county. The property owner shall secure the permits and or documentation from the USCE and the IDNR and the NRCS regarding the drainage ditch on the said property. The aforementioned facts reduce the potential visual and aesthetic impacts on the line of sight.
That's
Oh,
not
that's-
right.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry about that. So just the three.
If there's no other discussion, I guess I would entertain a motion in the application.
Make that motion to approve. Okay.
Moved in second. All in favor, say aye. Oh, sorry. We'll call vote.
General,
Yes.
aye.
Yes.
Leaders,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Hurd.
Yes.
Congratulations, your application has been approved. Guess if Matt, is there any other business for us?
No other business for tonight.
Hearing that, I guess I would ask for motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Then moved in second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.